everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very excited to be sharing this video with you all today. Today is another episode of my Squishy Makeover series where I'm finally going to doing the last part in this trio of animals on desserts that I've been doing recently. This one is the final one of the trio that I had planned. It's a koala bear on this like bread scone croissant thing. And I'm so happy to finally be giving this another makeover. I'm starting like almost all squishy makeovers by trimming the rough edges of both the squishies and then sanding the surface to prepare it for paint. And like the last two squishy makeovers I've done, I'm going to be gluing on the squishy animal onto the squishy bread / desserts. For the other two, I had donuts. For this one, unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit different, and it's this bread. But after gluing it together and letting it dry fully, I unrubber banded it and realized that it wasn't a really perfect bond. So this definitely was going to need a lot of puffy paint to seal in the gaps. I think I did close to like 4 or 5 rounds of just like really thick puffy paint to ensure that the squishies would be tied together permanently and they wouldn't go anywhere. And this took forever to do and to wait for each layer to dry. But eventually I did get it in place so I wouldn't have any more issues with it. And once it was fully dried, I was able to start with the white base coats, which also took forever. I don't know why, but this fabric paint was just so transparent. It was the regular matte white paint, so I don't know why it was so transparent. But lately, my fabric white paint has been super transparent. I decided to do many coats of white until I had a good enough base coat so I could start. It wasn't perfect, as you can see, but I wasn't planning on using super pastel colors, so I wasn't too worried about it. Now, this might be where I lose some of you all. This is a koala bear, and koalas like eating eucalyptus leaves, and so I decided to paint the bread into this like greenish color to be like a eucalyptus bread. I don't know if that's a thing, but I just thought it was a clever idea. And then the final color for the trio to have all the colors in the rainbow was blue, so I painted the koala a nice blue color. And this color scheme was giving very earthy vibes with the green and blue. But to tie in this squishy with the other two, I used the same brown paints for the eyes on this koala as I did for the others, except I did want to give him a different expression, and so I gave him like closed sleepy eyes so it would look like he's sleeping. And then with a lighter blue, I just did some more details in the innards of the ears and his nose. And then for the very last step, I got out my thick, slick brown paint that looks a lot like chocolate. This brown isn't the same one as the others I've been using, but I really wanted to do like real clay sprinkles instead of the painted on sprinkles. And so for that you need like a really thick fabric paint. And so that's what I decided to go with for this squishy. I just layered on a bunch of that chocolate looking paint onto the bread and then stuck on all these clay sprinkles that I had made. And then here I looked over to the other two that I had painted and realized the other two all had something on their heads. The bunny had her pink bow, and then the bear had like a little dollop of frosting. And so I didn't want this guy to be left out, and so I decided to drizzle on some chocolate on his head and added some sprinkles to it, which I thought was such a cute idea to add to the squishy. And then after that was completely dried, I put my initials on the bottom, and once that was dry, this is the final squishy makeover. I think this design is a little weird. It's, it doesn't make too much sense unless like you have someone explain it to you that the bread's supposed to be eucalyptus flavored, because that's what koalas like to eat. But I still think it looks really cute. Sadly, he looks a little different than the other two, which was honestly unavoidable because he's on a bread and the other two are on donuts. But I think they still look cute together. I think there's enough elements that tie them together to make them look like a cute set. But let me know which of the three is your guys' favorite. I am very partial to the bunny. I think she's my favorite, but I do love all three of them. But let me know which one you guys like the most. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoy the squishy makeover as much as I did making it. Bye!